Hi, I'm Matt Gurman, and welcome to 50 Essential Blues Licks That Your Mother Never Taught You. These licks are based around the blues scale. I'd like to demonstrate that for you just so you're familiar with it. I'm going to play it now in the key of A. Now that scale has a few passing tones in it along with the blue notes, which are the flat 3, flat 5, and flat 7. It also has a natural 5, which is why I call it a chromatic blues scale. There'll be some different techniques that we'll be using, some of which you may or may not be familiar with. I'll explain them as we go through the video. Let's get started. Now let's get in tune. I'm going to tune to the 12th fret harmonic. Here is the low E. A. D, G, B, and my high E. This first group of licks are going to be turnaround licks. Here is number 1. I'm going to play it for you in real time first. First you slide up from the 2nd fret on the G string to a B, play the next B open, and then sweep over to your E string, then pull off on the D to a B, then we're going to do a hammer-on, pull off, double stop. So we have then hammer on from D to an E, then A, B flat to a B9. Number 2, this is a minor sweep. It takes place at the 12th fret here. It's in E, and it starts on the 3rd beat, and it sounds like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. So what I'm doing is I'm sweeping the G, B, and E, all with a downstroke. Then I'm playing the G with my 3rd finger and bending it up. And then ending with number 3, 5th position in the key of A. One, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'm doing here is I'm bending this D on the 7th fret on my G string up to an E, and I'm playing the E on the B string and then the A. Then I'm bending this G up to an A, so I got then and then again, but this time I go to this C, A, G, then I bend the D on the G string, pull off to a C, and then this is a 6-5 resolution with 9th chord, so I play F9, E9. Number 4 is in G, and this is an ascending lick for a turnaround, and it starts with a G triad and then moves up in 7th chords. And it sounds like this. It starts on beat 2. 1. Now what I'm doing is I'm playing a G triad, then an F7, F sharp 7, and then G7. And I play a sharp 5, which is this E flat, to a D. Lick number 5 is a descending version of the one we just played, lick number 4. This is also in G. It starts on the 7th fret with a G7 chord and descends, but when it comes time to resolve it, it goes up from the C, like this. So more slowly, it's the G7, F sharp 7, F7, and then G triad, then C9, E flat, D flat 9, D9. Lick number 6 is in B flat. This involves some bends that are in the same little blues box. It sounds like this. It starts on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm playing there is, on my B string, up to the E string, bend on the E string, bend on the B string, bend on the G string, and that's then pull off on the G string, and then a double stop, like that, then a sharp 5/5 resolution. Here is another turnaround lick in B flat, and it sounds like this. This one goes on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. So what I'm doing here is in this 6th fret on the B string, then I'm going a step and a half, then back to the E string, B string, B string, G string. Now this is the quick little then double stop on the 6th fret between the G string and the B string, and then E, F9. Lick number 8 makes use of the entire chromatic blues scale descending. It starts on beat 4. It starts like this. On the B string, on the 8th fret, E flat, C, G string, D string, A string, and then an E flat on the low E, and then we play A, A9, A flat 9, G9. Turnaround lick number 9 is a descending lick which goes through some different chords, and you're going to notice when I play it that you have to hold the B flat on top on the high E string as a pedal. It sounds like this. It starts on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing a B flat triad, then I'm shifting, I'm playing a B flat diminished. Now I'm holding the B flat with my 3rd finger, I'm shifting my 1st finger and 2nd finger down, and what I'm actually playing here is an A flat 9. Then I'm going back up to the B flat diminished. Then I'm playing B flat. Then I'm stepping down G9, G flat 9, F9. Lick number 10 is an A, another turnaround lick, and it uses some force that I'm playing flat with my third finger, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is I'm playing here on the 8th fret with my finger flat down to the 7th fret, and again, that's a slur. Then 5th fret, that's again the B string and the E string. Then a step and a half up on the G string and the B string. So I have, then on the 5th fret, the G string and the B string, and I make a major third by playing this C sharp here. Then I go up chromatically from the D9, E flat 9, E9. Number 11 is another turnaround lick. This one starts on the third beat of an 8th note triplet on beat 3, so I'll be counting, you'll be counting dot 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 dot. I'll just be saying 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing here is this lick is an A, and I'm playing this I'm as if I was in the C position here, the blues scale, but I'm on the 8th fret, and then I'm with my third finger on the 10th fret, E string, to the B string, then I'm sliding up on the G string to an E, and then back to the E string, C, then pull off, back to the E. Lick number 12 is another turnaround lick in the key of A. It's going to be in the 5th position, and it starts on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. What I'm doing here is I'm bending the G string, I'm sorry, I'm bending the B string from a G up to an A, back down, pull off, then D on the G string, and back up to the G on the B string, then a small bend on the D string, on the G string, and then hammer on from the G to an A on the D string. And then I go up a little subtly. If you want to, you can go. Lick number 13 is another turnaround lick in the key of A. This one starts on the first beat, but it starts on the last 8th note of an 8th note triplet. So that would be, if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, it'd be 1, 2, bang, right there. And it sounds like this. 1. 1. And what I'm doing is I'm playing this A here in the 5th position on the D string. And with my 4th finger I'm playing the G. Then I'm bending on this D here on the G string. Then I'm pulling off to a D, C. Then I'm hammering on from a G to an A on the D string. then a small bend on the G string, D, C, and then on the D string, and then I hammer on to a big fat E on the A string. Lick number 14 is another turnaround lick in the key of A, and this one is a rapid fire lick, and it takes place on beat 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. There's an ascending and a descending part. The ascending is bent G string from the D, up to that E on the B string, A on the A string, G on the B string, then a C on the high E, then back down, and it finishes with a double stop bend between the G and the B, and then a pull off on the D string to an E on the 7th fret A string. Turnaround lick number 15 is a bounce lick in the key of E. It takes place in the 2nd position. It sounds like this. Starts on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice that every time I play that low E string, I'm muting it slightly and getting a little bit of a kind of a funky feeling out of it. So I'm playing E, then another E on the D string, then I'm sliding with my 3rd finger from the G to a G sharp, and then E again. Now I shift position, play the A string and an E, B flat, then a B9, and then I go descending from a C sharp 9, C9, B9. Turnaround lick number 16 is another one in A in the 5th position, and this one involves a flurry of notes. So it's kind of hard to map out metrically exactly what's going on here because it's more of a felt thing than it is a counted thing. The ending is in tempo, however. So it's just after beat 2 is how I'm thinking of it, and it sounds like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. So what I'm doing is I'm bending up on this G string from a D to an E, then an E, A, then pull off on the B string a G, E. Now this part is a little tricky. C, A, then I'm trilling here a B to a C, and then pull off to an A, then that's a pull off on the B string from a G to an E. Then there's a little bend there, half step bend from a D to an E flat on the G string. Pull off to a C. Then, and that's another pull off, A, G, and a hammer onto an E on the 7th fret on the A string. The next 5 licks are stop chorus licks, and this next one, number 17, is an A, and it goes like this. It starts on the end of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 2, 3, 4. So it starts with a slide up on this B string to an A, and then tritone, that's C. Again, this time pull off to an A, and then again. Then in this little box here, we have on the B string. Then I want you to switch positions here up to the 8th fret, and you're going to bend on the 10th fret this D string up to an E, and then down to a D, C, A. And then play the tritone that you did before again, slide up, C, A. Number 18 is another stop chorus lick in A. This one involves slurs, and it's done in triplets. It starts on beat 1. It goes like this. You're playing 9th chords and triads and 7th chords that are ascending. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm playing there is I'll start with an A triad on the 5th fret. Then an A 7th chord. If you want to think of the notes, you're playing 1, and then this is a 3rd. Now you go up to the 5th, which is played on the C string. That's an A9, and then another 9th chord up here. Stop chorus lick number 19 takes place in A on the 5th fret, and it starts on the end of 4, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm doing here is I'm playing, sweeping over here from the B to an A, B string to the E string, an A on the E string. So that's a bend up to from a G to an A. And that's a C, A on the G string and the D string. Then A, C, D. And then you slide here. This is a slur lick. You're going to play these thirds up on the 8th fret. 2, 3, 4. Stop chorus lick number 20 is in the key of F, and it takes place in the 1st position. It slides through some 7th chords, and it takes place on the pickup to beat 4. 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm doing is I'm playing this little pickup figure, and I'm sliding up to this F7, F sharp 7, back down to F7. That's my 4 chord. Down a half step, back up, then back to the 1st lick. And we go back up to that 7th chord and keep playing. Now we slide all the way up to an F13 on the 13th fret. And now I keep my finger barred and I play an augmented, an F aug chord. So I have. Stop chorus lick number 21 is in the key of A. It takes place in the 5th fret, 5th position, and it starts on the end of 3. 1, 2, 3. And what I'm playing here is, that's E, F sharp, A, then C, A, E, then again, this time I play F sharp, and I slide up, a step and a half, up another whole step, down a whole step, up a whole step, and up to the 15th fret. Lick number 22 takes place at the 12th position, 12th fret. It starts with a tritone, and it starts on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear how those are all triplets? So what I'm playing is I'm starting with the tritone here, and I'm bending it up slightly, just to make it sound a little bit sassy. Then I go down to a 4th on the 12th fret. Now I play a minor 3rd here, then up a whole step with the flat of my finger, and it's all 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Lick number 23 is an E, and it starts here on the 3rd fret with a slide up. Think of this as in triplets. It starts on beat 1, and it starts with a unison slide up. First I slide up from the D on the B string here to an E, which I'm droning against, and I'm playing in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 triplets like that. Then I go all the way up to the 12th and 14th fret and play this double stop bend on the G string and B string. Just slight bend up, then down a whole step, then number 24 is in the key of E. It takes place at the 12th and 14th fret, and it starts on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What I'm doing here is I'm playing the low E string, then I'm playing an octave on the D string, back to D, then I roll this up to the D. So, and then I slip down here to this position, and I do a little half-step slide on the A string, like that, pull off the G, and then down to the E here at the 12th fret. And the second half goes to this G. And I choose this G here instead of this one because I can put a little more shape on it with my first finger than I can with my 4th finger. So it sounds like this. Blues lick number 25 is in the key of G, and it takes place in the 3rd position. And it goes like this. Starts on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. And what I'm doing here is I'm playing this little F here with my pinky on the 6th fret, and I'm making a bend here on the 5th fret G string, that's C, and I'm pulling off this B flat, and then another pull off, then hammering onto a G on the 5th fret D string. Then I'm playing a B flat to C, D on the B string, and then back down to the B flat. Lick number 26 is in the key of D, and it's a lick for getting from the 5 chord to the 1 chord. So in the key of D, the 5 chord would be A, and we're going to go from A up to E. and it starts on the end of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So what I'm doing is I'm playing this little 9th fragment chord here. Down a half step, up 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 a half step. And I'm completing it here with this little C in the bottom and the D string. Lick number 27 is an A in the 5th position, and it starts on beat 4. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm starting out by playing this little box pattern with the B string and the E string, E, F sharp, A, then up to the C with the 4th finger, and then I do a little quick hammer, and then that's a hammer on pull off, and then down to the G with my 4th finger, and then back up to the A, and then the G on the B string, then a small bend from the D to an E flat on the G string, and pull off to a C, and hammer onto an A on the 7th fret D string. Lick number 28 is in the key of A, and it starts on beat 4, but it's the type of lick that you can play really anywhere in a measure because it's more about the finesse than it is about metrically where you're sticking it. And it involves a tremolo type picking pattern using the pick, really fast, rapid fire picking. It sounds like this: 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing is I'm playing this an A on the B string, and then when I've had enough of that, I cross over to the E string and I play this E and I bend up, and then back down, E, D, then I do a bend on the B string 12th fret, just a half step, and then down to this A, B, and then number 29 is in A, 5th position, and it starts on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it kind of anticipates the 1 when you come back down to that A. What I'm doing here is I'm bending the D up to an E on the G string, and playing the E on the B string, and then playing an A. Now I'm going to bend the G on the B string up to an A, and then play the A again. Little pentatonic pattern here: C, A, G, F, G, E rather. Back up to the G, and then a small bend from D to E flat, and back down. C, A. Lick number 30 is in the key of A, and this is for a 4 chord going to the 1. It starts on the end of 3, and it starts by outlining the 4 chord and then ends up on the 1 chord like this: 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing is I'm outlining this D chord, then E, D, and I play that C and I just kind of bend a little bit, then, and then. Number 31 is in the key of A, and it involves a lick that goes over a couple different octaves. It starts high and it ends up low, and it starts right on 1. It sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. So I'm doing the bend here from a D, and then C on the E string. That's A, G, and then D, E flat, E flat, D, C, A, and then you can either do that as a bend or on the A string and the low E string. So that low bend mimics the higher one. Number 32 is in the key of A, 5th position, and it starts with a high E bend from a C up to a D. Starts on beat 1. What I'm doing is I'm bending that C up to a D, and then back down, and then to an A. Then I'm doing a pull-off G, E on the B string, and then a small bend E flat, D, C, A. Number 33 is a minor lick, and it's in the key of C minor, and it starts on the end of 2, and it sounds like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding here from this F up to a G. I'm playing a 4th. This is one of those flat finger slides with my 3rd finger. I play that E flat. Now I'm holding this G and I'm bending against it. It's a double stop bend. And then I'm playing this E flat. And then that's a whole step hammer on. Number 34 is a minor lick. It's in the key of A minor, and it's a 5th position lick, and it involves a sweep. It happens on the end of 4. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And what I'm doing is I'm just playing this minor triad here. I've got a C, an E, and an A, and I'm sweeping across those 3 strings. Then I'm hammering onto a C on the 8th fret with my 4th finger, and then off, and then E, G, E, and then I'm going to bend from a D to E flat, and then C, A. That's the first part. The second part starts out the same, and it ends like this. So it's a D, E flat, and then pull off to a C. Lick number 35 is in C minor, and it starts on beat 4 with a pickup into 1, and it starts here in the 7th fret position, the 7th position, the 8th fret. 1, 2, 3. Three. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding up from an F to a G, and then I'm playing a C. That's with my 3rd finger flat on the D string, and then a double stop on the G string and the B string. C again on the D string, and then another double stop, whole step up, down a whole step, and then C. For this lick, I want to get the minor 6 sound in, so I lay this 3rd finger flat and just play across those top 3 strings, the G, the B, and the E string, and then down a whole step to the G string and the B string, and then hammer on to a C on the D string. Lick number 36 takes place on the 10th fret. It's an A, and it starts on beat 2. It goes like this. 1, 1. It's got that little chromatic action there. So I'm bending the B string B, and then I'm playing D, E flat. Then I'm bending up again on that B string to a C. Then down to an A, G flat, and then this is a pull off, C to the A. Number 37 is a third slur lick. It's in the key of B flat, and it starts on the 4th fret, and then it slides up to the B flat position on the 6th fret, and then it slides up again to the 9th fret. It's going from 1 to 4. It starts like this on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now up to the 9th fret, then back to the 4th fret. It's going from 1 to 4. So let's try it a little bit more slowly now. Up a whole step, down a whole step. That's the first part of the pattern, and then you repeat that. The second part of the pattern, you go up to the 9th fret, same position, a whole step apart on the B string and the E string. Now up a whole step, then down a whole step. And you have this. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Number 38 is in G, and it can be played over G major or G minor. It's a pentatonic riff, and it involves some slurred fourths, and it sounds like this. And it starts on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And what I'm doing there is I'm playing on that, it's a 6th fret, my B flat, and I'm playing my F with it, B string and the E string. Down a half step, down a whole step, and the same pattern again on the G string and the B string. This time when I go down here, I go back up a whole step and down a whole step. So it's, now I slide up a sharp 9 chord. I'm going to go to a G sharp 9 and then down a half step. It's a great tag if you're doing a blues and you want to end it with something a little nasty like that sharp 9 sound. Lick 39 is in G. It starts on beat 4, and you'll notice as I'm moving up the neck, I'm outlining the triad on the high E string. So if it's in the key of G, the E string is going to move from the G string, then it's going to move up to the B. I mean, it's going to move from the G note up to a B, and then up to a D. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3. I start at the G here playing the 6th, and then I slide up. Notice I change shapes to the B, and now I slide up to the D. Then I go to the 4 chord at C, and now I slide up to the E and to the G, and then start again. Now I go up to a G sharp 9. Now I play a G13, and then up to a high G13 here on the 15th fret. Lick number 40 is an A, and it uses the position that I was talking about, which is the relative major position, which is an F sharp blues box position to get sort of the major pentatonic sound. And it starts on beat 4. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm doing is I'm playing this little box pattern in here, which is an E, F sharp, A. Then I'm going to bend the G string from a B that's up to a C sharp. And I walk up chromatically on the B string, and then I play on the G string. Now the next part's tricky. It starts out the same, and I shift up here and play a C with my third finger, and then D, E flat, E, then back down to the A. So that's, and then back to the original part of the lick. And then I start like I'm playing the beginning of the lick again. And I slide up to the 5th fret and finish it up like that. Lick number 41 is another blues box bend, and it's in G and it has double stop bends. And it goes like this. It happens on the end of 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing is I'm doing this little double stop bend here on the G and B. And I'm hammering on here to this B, playing it against a D. Then again, this time I've got a B and a D, up a whole step, and then again, then I'm going to slide up to a G7 and up to a G9. Lick number 42 is in C, and it's in the 5th fret, which means that I'm in the relative major position from my C blues position. I count up to A, and it's a controlled bending, slow bending lick, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. So I'm playing this little box pattern here, G, A, C. I'm bending the D up to an E, then back down to C. I'm going to do the same thing, but only bend up a half step to an E flat, then to a whole step again. Now I slide up to the C blues position, and I play this, bend this B up to a C, E flat up to C, and then end with a double stop on the G and the B string. Number 43 is in the key of C, and it takes place at the 8th fret. Doesn't really matter what beat you start playing this lick on, because it's a rapid fire lick and it's more about finesse than it is really about anything metric. But I'm going to do it on beat 1 to demonstrate it for you. And then there's an alternate ending. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the alternate ending is this. So what I'm doing is I'm bending the G string up to that G that I'm playing on the B string, and then I'm playing a C on the high E string. Then I'm hammering on with my 4th finger to this B flat and pulling off, and then a small bend on the G string, pull off to the E flat, and the alternate ending is the same, except I hammer on to an E flat. Instead of playing this C, I play this E flat. Lick number 44 is in the key of A. It takes place in the 10th fret, and it starts on beat 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's for going from 1, 4, 1 type progressions. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what makes this work is the slowness of the bend, not quite getting up to the note. So what I'm doing is starting there on the B string, bending it up, then chromatically on the high string, then back down. Now I'm going to bend the B up towards a C, and then I'm going to play it again, and again. Now this time I'm going to play this A 3 times. I'm going to bend the high E string up, and then down, and then over to the B string, bend B to a C. Lick number 45 is in C, and it takes place on the end of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is the pickup is here on that G on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going up a step and a half, and bending on the B string, and then a step. I'm bending on the G string, and C on the D, and then again. This time I pull off that B flat, and then I start again, play that again, and this is a whole step up here, D, bend up, and then bend on the B string, and then finish, and it goes. Blues Lick 46 is an A. It takes place in the 10th position and starts on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. So this is another chromatic bend. I'm going to bend up on the B string to a C sharp, then play D, E flat, E, then bend up again on the B string, then a hammer on pull off. Lick number 47 is in A, and it starts here in the 5th position, right on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got that roadhouse kind of sound. Starting with the tritone here. That's a step and a half. And that's a double stop there on the 5th fret. So 2, 3, 4. Lick number 48 is in G, and it's a ascending pattern that plays 7th and 9th chords and a triad, and it's funky. It's a funky rhythm type lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm playing is a G triad here, then up to a G7. So that little slur, you see I'm doing that little slur, then up to a G9, always from a half step below, and then up to another G9. Lick number 49 is in A. It's another funky comping pattern. This one's a little more smoking than the last one. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it's another down, up, down type pattern where I'm playing an A, down a half step, then up to the 7th chord, and then that's the pattern. Lick number 50 is one of my favorite blues licks because it has such a wide interval leap in it that it usually just takes people by surprise when you play it. So I had to think twice about sharing it with you, but I decided I was going to. And here it is. I'm going to bend here and then hammer on with my right hand, pull off. And there's an alternate ending. I'm going to go all the way up to the 15th fret this time instead of the 12th fret for the right-handed hammer on. That's bluesy. Here's a bonus lick for you that I couldn't resist. It doesn't matter what beat you play it on because this is another finesse lick. I'm playing the low E string, and I'm playing a G, and I'm bending it up to an A, then pulling off to an E. Now I'm playing a D, E hammer on, 2nd fret D string. It's been great sharing these licks with you. These are some of my favorite licks, and I'm sure they will spice up your solos. Please look for my videos, also distributed by Hal Leonard, String Bending and Whammy Bar, and Blues Rock Guitar Soloing. This is Matt Gurman saying see you later.